Granted, I was talking to my boy Rizzo about this, and this is an interesting one. Walk with me, because I was like, all right, you look at this right now, you see Lisa Ray, she's bad as hell, 53. She's definitely like grandma age, 53. She's close to 60. 7 years from now, she's gonna be 60, and if she maintains her body and her aesthetics, she's gonna be looking really fucking good for 60. Just remember that. Some people's grandmothers are 40, 50, 60. And if they look like Lisa Ray, like, let's talk about it. But I'm over here saying that, yo, I just saw that Fab and Emily B, they're about to have a baby. Congrats. Emily B is a bad bitch. I say that respectfully. Then her daughter is dating G Herbo. Didn't know that. And she's expecting a baby. So just off the bat, that makes Emily B a grandmother. Now, I'm just saying, which relation of this article, I'm trying to connect the dots. I'm like, are we in Generation G.I.L.F? Are we in generation grandmothers I would like to fuck? And I'm not trying to jump off the ledge here, but I was talking to Riz, and Riz told me no, he don't believe so. But I'm telling him, you gotta look at it from the generation that I came from. If you're in the 30 up club, you gotta understand, grandmothers are typically supposed to look like grainy old women. Let's just really be honest, or that's just the image that media has portrayed for grandmothers for probably the last 10 to 20 years. You look at a grandmother, just the word grand instantly in front of that have you assuming old or up in age or, artifact like. I'm just being honest. But now with this new generation of bad bitches, and I'm just being honest, every other place you look, every bitch is bad. Every bitch got a fat ass and a pretty face. It's just the truth of the matter. So if we have all these generations of bitches that are just women that are just amazingly good looking, you get what I'm saying? Just phenomenally beautiful. And shout outs to the genetics that, because some of the facial beauties I'm hoping that you were born with, and everything else, if you weren't born with, you paid for it. Hey, mama, it's yours. But if we're in a generation that all these women are beautiful, and then here's another thing that changed from my generation from growing up, they're having kids at a younger age. I remember when I was coming up, just because of the media and everything, that, women were still doing it, but it was almost looked down upon in, say, society or media. No, this is no BS. You can look this up. They wanted you to have kids at like 30 or 40 years old. Like, this was like real talk. Start a family at 35 or 40 after you complete and establish your career and everything. This is just facts. So by the time your kids are 20, you're 60. Like, this was just but then again, this was just the image of grandparents back then, because this was just the way America viewed this family structure and the way things should just go. And these are just the facts. Now, you fast forward to now, women are looking a lot better. They're having kids a lot younger. Their kids are having kids a lot younger. Now we're put in a predicament where the average grandmother in 2020, the average age has declined probably by like 20 to 15 years. Think about it. Grandmothers. We're talking about old, grainy old women from the way images have you looking at them from 10 to 15, 20 years ago to now. Wait, and I totally skipped over Generation MILF, because Generation MILF was late 90s to early 2000s thanks to American Pie. But then you get Generation MILF, then you have a whole generation of bad moms. But this is what starts it, Generation MILF. So now you have a generation of bad women that are having beautiful women that's having beautiful children, and now they're keeping their beauty for all these years, working out, eating good, staying in shape, and now those kids that they have are having kids, and they're just as beautiful. And it's just a whole generation of great genetics just mutating and just morphing all over the place. But then now you look at it, it's like, okay, now we're in a place where the average age of a grandmother is 35 to 40. This is just honest. 45, maybe 45 is a little up there, but still. But I'm just being honest. 40 to 45 is like grandmother age in 2020. But just imagine that. A grandmother that is 45 years old. That is crazy, especially if you're just coming from my generation to, like I said, start your family at 40 and you have kids late and you do all this, the whole dynamic just changed. So now we're looking at it like, all right, bet. Now you have grandmothers that's 45 and hold up, they look amazing. They look fucking amazing. And then their daughters are 30, 28, and they look amazing. Or 24. Like, just think about it. The daughter's like 24, 25. If she's 45, so that means she had her kid at 20, and then her daughter's fucking 25 or 20. So if you had your kid at 22, and then at 44, she's 22, and she's pregnant, and she looks amazing. Like, this is what I'm saying. And then you put another 22 on top of that, and yes, it's possible. There's some Instagram, influencers in their 60s that look amazing, male and female. Pause. I'm just being honest, identifying, because that's what I'm saying. You got this whole fitness, eat good, workout. This is a whole new thing that wasn't there, say, when I was coming up. But now you have all that, and say they're able to maintain those juices and that keep that skin nice and soft and supple, and have them lips nice and plump without that Botox and keep that natural organic juices flowing. Fam, listen, I'm telling you, you might have a great grandmother at 62 that you might, because like I told you, Lisa Ray is 53. 53. So in 10 years, let's check in on Lisa Ray in 10 years. What does Lisa Ray look like in 10 years? If Lisa Ray still looks good in 10 years, we're going to have a generation of great grandmothers y'all are going to want to nail to the wall. Hold up. And and then that's the part that Rizzo disagreed with me. He's like, no, nobody's going to look that high up the hierarchy and be like, I want to nail the great grandmother. I'm good with the daughter or the mother, and you feel me, the aunt, the sister, whatever the case. But I'm telling you, the dynamics is changing. You see the daughter looks amazing. Then her mother looks amazing. Then her grandmother looks amazing. Then her great grandmother looks amazing. And I'm going to be honest, a perfect example of what this could possibly look like, and Lord willing, they stay together and this comes to fruition. Sweetie, I'm saying Saudi, I'm cooking. But Sweetie and Quavo, if they stay together and they have kids, because Sweetie's mom is bad. Sweetie is bad. And if Sweetie has a kid and you put 20, and her kid is bad. So now it's like, yeah, the kid is bad. Your mother's bad, and then her kid has a kid. Listen, just play that out. We need 2 more generations of Sweeties to come out. 2 more generations. And then if her mother looks good in about 2 generations in 40 years, I don't know, give or take, she's 30, 40, I don't know, 30, 40 years, 35 years. This could be a great example, man, I'm telling you. But, I may be jumping the gun. Look, that was a rant. I just went off the hills on that. My bad.